What's up? Big Kirk 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Go to bigkirk916.com, pick you up some merch, pick you up a hat, pick you up a t-shirt or a tank top, and let it be known that you're not about mediocrity. Also grab a bar of soap while you're at it and wash your ass. Today's episode, I would like to share with you guys my celebration of life. Haven't been on this planet in a human form for what they say is 50 years, but I feel in spirit I've been here many more years, and I feel blessed to have experienced the life I've experienced, to be able to share with you guys what I've been through so that you can make better choices than I did, and to give back to the universe. There are a lot of things at play right now. We're in some very trying times. And I know it's hard for a lot of people out there, trying to cope with society. Mental illness is a real thing, and it's not being addressed. It's being pushed under the rug, while other things are trying to be taken away from us. Things as natural as your right to protect yourself, your right to speak out. I've been censored so much lately, it's crazy, man. I mean, I just got my channel back because they had gave me a strike for a video I posted over 5 years ago, talking about violence in the black community. It trips me out, man, how easy people fall for this manufactured script. You look at whether it's the New York Times, LA Times, all these big publications, and how they push these narratives, whether it's racial, whether it's transphobia, whether it's white supremacy, police brutality, they're all locked in sync in their commentary to control a narrative. And if you don't wake up, you'll wake up one day and realize that what you thought was a freedom was nothing more than what they created as far as a construct, because you have no identity. You've been told your whole life who you are, therefore you have no clue of what you are here for, or what your calling or purpose is. A lot of what I say comes from the heart, and some of the things I say, I don't even know why. I'm so passionate about speaking about them, but it's like a burning flame inside that makes me have to speak on certain things. And when I see this divisiveness in how they try to push certain things, especially the racial thing and the whole disarmament, literally, I've been on both sides, man. And for you to think that these people really want to protect you, come on, man. They don't give a damn until it's too late. It's almost like they manufacture these incidents and these crimes in these environments so that people would just voluntarily surrender everything that they've ever acquired to have a sense of self, as far as self-protection. I've made a lot of mistakes, man, but I'll tell you right now, there are certain things that I believe that every American should have, and no matter how dark you might look at American history, or how tragic, or these people who want to be a part of this victimhood, I still have belief in my fellow brother and in this country. And if you don't believe in that, if you don't feel that you would stand up for this country, get the hell out of here. If you don't feel that it's worth protecting, or you don't care about your neighbor being violated, then get the hell out of here. What are you here for? If you're willing to just surrender and get on your knees and think you're going to beg for mercy from a criminal, you're a damn fool. You have no idea of what you're dealing with. And for all these liberals who are pushing all this shit and really, jockeying for the black vote, you better wake up, man. You better wake up, man. I'm telling you right now, you better wake up. It's so crazy how every time you see an incident, and if it's a black and a white person, it gets all the media attention. Right before the black guy on the subway died, there was a white guy, a homeless person that died. There's white people dying every day, homeless, black people every day, but because it's not a narrative, you don't hear about it. Then you have these people come out the woodworks, these BLM people again. But where were they at when the Nashville shooting? Where were they at when those six people died? The 3 innocent kids got shot up. Where are they every weekend in Chicago when there's shootings going on, or where you have people getting shot in Philadelphia, dying off of fentanyl, or stuff going on in Portland? And where are they at? Because they don't care. They're nothing but race jockeys. They push racial bullshit to keep us divided. It's just like all the other stuff. Man, look, I grew up in San Francisco. I never heard anybody making a big deal about anybody being gay or homosexual or anything. But now that's such center attention. But yet, in certain instances, you won't hear nothing about it until it's necessary for a political agenda. I don't know, man. I just sometimes sit back, and when I chop it up with some of my peoples, man, and I think about all the stuff that they're doing and the manipulation, and it's like, dude, you got probably a couple hundred people controlling billions of people, and they want us just to bow down. Literally, they were trying to force poison on us a year ago, and now they're acting like they got our best interest. You know how many people died during COVID? Have you seen how many people are now suing the government for the jab? And then you got all the people, now dealing with all this stuff in these communities with the flooding of drugs, but nobody's doing nothing. Or it's like in every facet, it's just like almost hyperspeed. They're trying to just fold our country. And I know people, man, they're like, well, this and that. It's like, dude, why don't you leave then? Why are you still here? If you're not willing to stand for something, if you want to give up all your Second Amendment rights and your freedom of speech, and you want to just be a robot and go in a house, and when they tell you you can't use your digital currency because you already bought your share of chicken for the week, if you're down with that, then man, I don't want to deal with you. I'm cool. I'm not gonna deal with weak. I was in prison, and I seen how they starve you out. This whole thing they're doing, it's just like in prison. You can't leave until you give it DNA. They try to force the flu shot on you. You got to sit at this table with these group of people. You gotta go to this yard time over here. You got to do. It's the same shit. It's just a micro of the macro, and it blows my mind because I'm living it right now on the streets, and they don't even have the barbed wire fences, but people still compliant. Some people are scared to even say anything. There's shit going on right now with kids. Nobody's even saying nothing. My 50 years on this earth, man, and somehow, for whatever reason, I've got these platforms and something makes me speak out, but it just amazes me how all these people, man, and a lot of people don't want to say nothing. They just walk with their head down, and as long as it doesn't affect them, they think it's cool. The guy that got choked out on the subway in New York, I had just seen a couple months ago where a lady got assaulted, fondled on the subway in Philadelphia. Nobody did nothing. Somebody filmed the incident but didn't stop it. I would have choked the dude out. If you're doing something and you're erratic, do you have to live in fear? Do you think that these people who are, if they're mental and going through all this, we're just supposed to let them run rampant? He didn't purposely kill the guy. And when you see the other footage, he actually tried to help the guy, but they turn it into racial. Everything is racial. When I was in the penitentiary, I would see a white dude. Hey, man, I might talk to him. He ain't supposed to talk to blacks. Somebody tell me, hey, man, you're not supposed to talk to them. Now it's on the street. It's like they want us to be racially divided here. Then they want us to be, it's us against them. Look, man, all I'm saying is let a kid be a kid. I still have conversations with my mom about things I did when I was a kid, playing soccer, going to the drive-in theater. When you're a kid, why can't you be a kid? There was no talk about sexuality. You did tea time. You played with your little friend with her. She had a little Barbie motorhome. You had your G.I. Joe. But it was innocence. I don't understand how a kid can even know what the hell they're doing when they're a kid. I remember I had Aquaman underoos and Spider-Man. I used to do my hands thinking I'm Spider-Man, or I could jump in the tub and be Aquaman. I didn't know. It wasn't necessary for me to go get an Aquaman tattoo. You see how stupid this shit is? It's like we got to get back to some basics here, some family values, man. And when they took out prayer and replaced it with drag time story hour, you know we're heading to hell. It's heading to hell, man. I'm all for adults to be adults, but let kids be kids, man. And some of you parents out there, you guys are weak. You are weak. You are pathetic. You don't care about protecting your kids, ruining their life. You know, I can sit here and make a lot of excuses for the mistakes I've made, the things I've done. I don't blame my mom. I don't blame my grandfather. I don't blame the fact that I never met my dad. My mom was a teenage mom. I'm glad she didn't abort me, man. I'm glad she didn't abort me. And I'm here 50 years later, having been in shootouts, bank robberies, all type of craziness, and I'm still here and I'm spreading the message. But I'm not gonna sit here and be a victim. Yeah, I've been locked up 3 times. I'm a 3-time felon, but I'm not sitting here crying because I know there's still opportunities for me. I'm not trying to talk about, oh man, F America, man. I believe in this country, man. I believe if you come here, you assimilate, and you should be a part of the melting pot. But when you come here and you're with the bullshit, and you're like, oh, this racial, this and that. Look, man, I don't need to be around you because I don't feel that way, man. That's what they want you to feel. I'm telling you, I've had help from all different type of nationalities. I had a white guy in prison, man. A white guy in prison who I used to work out with, and his white partners used to get mad at him. You working out with that nigger, huh? You working out with that, they didn't say nigger though, they said nigger. Oh, you working out with that nigger, huh? And he would, he did his thing. He was a big white dude. He didn't give a damn. He's like, run up. And I had an old pair of shoes, man, because I spent a lot of my money on books and reading material, so I didn't really buy, the shoes and sweatsuits, man. But for Christmas, man, my white partner bought me a pair of shoes, man. He gave me a pair of shoes, and he got it from another cat, and the white dude said, you better not give them to that black guy you work out with. And when the guy see me in the chow hall with those shoes on, man, he damn near flipped. He wanted to whoop my partner's ass, but he didn't want to whoop him because then I would have had to whoop him. But I ain't never been with the racial. To me, it's like stupid, man. One of the first cars I got when I got out of prison came from my Mexican partner. My Mexican partner said, man, look, I still got 5 more years, but I got a Cadillac sitting at my body shop, man. It's just, it ain't nobody driving it, using it, man. You can make payments. You can get the car, man. You have a car when you get out. How I got the money to make the payments? From my Korean partner. Korean partner got out before me. Was doing pretty well. I got out. He gave me a couple G's to get on my feet, to get a car. Man, look, this racial shit, man, this divide they doing, this old pushing all this sexual stuff agenda, man, it's a plan to ruin us all, man. And it's 100 and some people trying to control 1 billion because they don't want to lose their power and they're really weenies. We got to wake up, man. Not giving up your right to bear arms, protecting yourself. I'm telling you right now, as somebody who's been around criminals, do not ever think that these people are going to have mercy for you. If you have something to protect your family, man, protect them. Because these people, I'm telling you, there's people I've seen in there and I said, if I ever see this person on the street, I'm going to grab something because I know they pieces of shit. There are people who are really trying to hurt you out there, man. And if you think that the government cares about protecting you, just look at what happened over the last, like I said, the last 2 years, man. Businesses ruined, people taking poison, people now suing. They're all healthy people having heart attacks, blood clots, all type of shit. I'm telling you, man, you better wake up, man. I'm blessed to have lived these 50 years, and I get blessings for living another 50 and being able to come back and still have a platform and share with you guys. And I know there's a reason for me to be doing this, because out of everybody who was with me on my last case, I'm the only one still alive. So it's got to be a bigger purpose. All the people I've let come on fresh out and interviewed and helped start your YouTube, careers, and all the people I've had friendships with over the years. There's something more to it, man. So, I don't promote the bullshit. I hate to see young men killing each other for nothing, lack of value for life. But I believe in protecting yourself, and I believe that we have to somehow get back to some family values, some morals, and, parents, they need to step up, man. And if you really don't care, and you think like you're gonna sit in your house, and until somebody violates you, that it doesn't matter, you better wake up, man, because you better take some proaction before something happens, because by then it's too late. And I see people posting stupid shit. A lot of these, especially a lot of like people I thought I was cool with, I see them posting some very ignorant. It's all racial. I'm like, dude, are you that racist? You work with white dudes all day. I mean, are you that? And you never even had a racial incident. But so what are you complaining about? It's like they want to create this shit, man. It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting how they want us to hate each other. I have nothing against a person who's homosexual or whatever. Just leave the kids out of it. If you're a pedophile, you get your wig split. That's it. Don't, protect yourself. I'm out here in Arizona. I'm glad these people can carry, because somebody try to rob somebody's gonna get their head blown off. That's what should happen. Because it ain't the guns, it's the mental illness. Every time, the gun. It's the mental illness. What about the person who shot the place up? All these people for BLM is protesting, but they ain't protesting the shootings in Chicago every weekend. They ain't protesting the shooting in Nashville. But if it's racial, it's a protest. Black on black, no protest? I sit back here, man, listen to the birds, give thanks, man, and just like, I don't know, man. I try to stay balanced, man, and just meditate. And sometimes I got to shut off social media because of all the craziness. But one thing is for sure is that I believe in peace, and I believe in people coming together. I believe there's a greater cause, and before you react to a lot of these incidents, let's look at the big picture. Like I said, everything they're doing on the street is the same shit they do in prison to keep us divided. In prison, man, it'd be a peaceful spot. Everybody be programming. They'll have college courses. They'll have weights. And you know what they'll do to that prison institution? They'll start bringing in a demographic of people who they know would disrupt the politics there. Purposely, man. It's the same thing they're doing right now with the borders. These aren't families. These are child trafficking going on, and these are, people who, a lot of these people are, people who have been released, like in Scarface, from prisons, that are coming over here and just getting into shit. Not to say that some people aren't seeking a better life, but there's a right way to do it, wrong way. You try to go right now, go to some of these other Scandinavian countries and just try to walk in there. Go try it. I don't want to see crime just rampant everywhere. I think people should be able to walk in peace. I would like to have, the ability that knowing that my sister or my wife can go somewhere and not have to be mugged or worry about their safety. And if the Second Amendment protects that, so be it. But to just think that you're going to bow down and just see what happens, just wait, man, shit. You forget about that, man. You know, I learned in life, man, you know, either you're gonna handle it with this, or else you're gonna get your ass beat. That's it. Somebody violate. I mean, you gonna let somebody just violate you consensually and wait for the aftermath? We gotta hold people accountable, of course, but at the same time, man, a lot of people need to wake up, man, and do some soul searching on what they think is their truth and what is actually being manufactured, man. Because a lot of this shit is manufactured bullshit to strip us, man. And it's on acceleration right now. They're putting the gas down to try to really move whatever agenda they got going on. It's sad, man, but you know, I had to make a post today for my Earth Day, and a lot of you young people out there, hopefully you watch this video. A lot of you military people out there, man, I don't know what they're trying to do with the military. You know, I did a video about that too. I haven't posted it yet, but you know, it's like literally they ran up all the non-compliant people who didn't want to get the jab out the military. Now they're trying to run out anybody who feels like they would be patriotic, because they're pushing a whole nother narrative with, I mean, you know, with the recruitment. And then in the schools, it's just out of control, man. The stuff that they're teaching these young people, what they're showing in these books, talking about this is relationships. It's just, I don't know. It's really in every angle, man. We got to start pushing back, man. And people, you know, I tell you right now, I don't have a lot of the means like a lot of other people have, but I got a lot of heart, and I'm not a coward. I'm not somebody who will bow down. I'm not one of these people, you know, who are gonna push something for the sake of just getting the bag like a lot of these other people. But you gotta really take into account right now, man, who you are as a person, what you stand for, what you feel are your values. If you believe in this country, if you feel like, you know, if you hate this country so bad that you want to see it collapse and then be a slave to some other foreign occupation, or are you going to stand for something, man? It goes beyond just, you know, working out, doing this and running around getting the bag and, you know, busting. I'm like, some real shit, some real talk, man. We need to create this community where we can proactively break down all this bullshit that they're trying to do to separate us and divide us. We need to come together. We need to get some family values together. We need to protect our schools. We need to protect our kids. You know, mental illness needs to be dealt with. The drug epidemic, I mean, dude, it's like, you know, let's talk about what's really the problem here. It's not the guns. It's mental illness. Because psychopaths are doing what they're doing right now. The gun didn't get up and have legs and run and jump in somebody's hand. And then right away, white supremacists, they got a Mexican guy saying he's a white supremacist, that he shot up because he's a Nazi. Wow, man, this is so crazy, man. It's so crazy, man. You got to look behind the screen, man. Look behind the smoke and mirrors. They're creating a lot of these stories, man, to create emotion. And like I said, I used to see it in prison, man. They start some drama on the yard, start a rumor, the rumor spreads. Next thing you know, you got a riot. You got, you know, this black guy getting into it with this white guy. Then it's, you know, this all type of shit. Then shit kick off. It's the same shit. Then they move people around. It's the same shit, man. But it's in a confined environment. But on the street, they want to they figured out how to do it without having you actually in the prison walls. But you're in a mental prison and a social media prison and a demographic prison, because you feel that you're trapped in your surrounding environment and you don't go outside that bubble. but it's so much bigger than that. I know I talked about a lot of different things on this rant, man, but it's just so many things going through my mind, man. It's like a trip, because I just look at like what is going to stop this reset. But actually the reset could be a good thing, because after the reset we have a rebirth. And a lot of this dark forces hopefully will get their due, man. Will be exposed. Who knows if it happened in my lifetime or the next lifetime. I know that a lot of these people better start thinking about their kids' future if they want to even think they're going to have a future with what's going on right now. It's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than the entertainment stuff, man. I know I like to sometimes veg out too, man, but there's just a lot of things I see going on that we need to talk about, and people are scared to talk about because they don't want to offend nobody. Everybody's so damn emotional. A bunch of, oh, don't say that. Don't talk like that. Oh. Well, you better start talking about it. Quit being a little weenie, man. You better start talking about it. Life gives you what you take, not what you think you deserve. And when I say take, I mean what you put in work for. If you don't put the work in, that little participation trophy you thought you was worth something ain't shit, because that was a false sense of self. You gotta earn it, man. And like I said, as a 3-time felon, not crying victimhood, you don't see me going down to these reparation marches, put my fist in the air, thinking, I'm gonna have, man, look, man, in the meantime, go out here and get your bread, man. Go out here and get your bread. Make your moves, do what you gotta do. But to feel like you're helpless unless these liberal people give you something, that's what they want you to do. That's why they let all the crime and stuff go on in all these liberal cities, man, because they don't care. They'll come in election time, get your vote, tell you what you want to hear, and continue the chaos, man. And feed you some victimhood shit and maybe give you a handout. It's pathetic, man. After doing all the time I did, I could have went down to the Social Security office, got disability for mental illness, because I've done so much time. It's considered I'm a candidate for an actual disability, but I never felt the urge or need to go and get something free from the government, man. I've never felt like that. I've never felt like I need to suck on the government's titty, man. I don't know. I got a different mentality. I'm not the type of person who can sit around, want to smoke weed all day and just, complain and talk about how bad things are and wait for something to fall in my lap. I've always been the type of person, I turn my frustration into hustle, into drive. That's just been me, though. I mean, not everybody's cut like that. Yeah, I don't know. I was all over the place today, man, but it was just some things I wanted to get off my chest. And I got a new thing on my website, bigherc916.com. You want to chop it up? I got 15-minute calls. Hit me up for pricing, and we could chop it up, man. Because I know there's a lot on your mind, just like on my mind. There's a lot, man. And sometimes, you want to talk about things, and you just want to have an ear. So, yeah, man. I'm here. I'm an ear, man. And like I said, it's easy to just talk about working out or driving a fast car or, hooking up with females. But sometimes you want to talk about things in life that are really disturbing, and somehow you want to figure out how to get them out of your head. I know I do. I look around me, man, and it's like, is this shit for real? Does anybody else see it, or am I the only person that see it? It's like it just doesn't make sense. But it does, because that's the algorithm they're putting out. They want us to be broken down and feel like we're helpless. But you're not helpless, man. We have all the power. Big Herc 916. Hello, my name is Big Herc 916, and I'm with the Wash Your Ass Committee, and I'm traveling across America helping people wash their ass and get their booty holes clean. And I have with me here today Wash Your Ass soap, and this one in particular is Butt Naked Scrub, but I also have Festival, Oatmeal Milk and Honey, Jamaican Me Crazy, Monkey Farts, and all these scents smell very good. They will help cleanse your body of funk and also make you feel better about yourself. So if you can go to bigherc916.com, you can pick you up a bar, and my goal is to help America combat funk. Go to the Herc store at bigherc916.com and pick you up a bar of soap so you can wash that ass, or pick you up some Never Settle for Average merch or some of the Muscleup Car Lifestyle merch. We have hats, Never Settle for Average, got the Muscleup t-shirts. We also have the Never Settle for Average tank tops. Got the Muscleup Car Lifestyle hoodies. Got the beanie caps. Hey man, represent. And I know you guys aren't average, so pick you up some swag and step your game up. Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.